Aim of the experiment is to find the wavelength of ultrasonic wave through liquid. Audible frequency range from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Sound having frequency less than 20 Hz is termed as infrasound, and sound having frequency greater than upper audible limit, that is 20 kHz, is termed as ultrasound. Generally, these waves are called high frequency waves, and these high frequency waves find applications for imaging, detection and navigation. Ultrasonic waves can be produced by two different methods. The first one by magnetostriction effect and second by piezoelectric effect. When a ferromagnetic material like iron or nickel is placed in a magnetic field parallel to its length, then the rod experiences a small dimensional change. It either expands or contracts. And this dimensional change that takes place to the ferromagnetic material when it is kept in a magnetic field is termed as magnetostriction effect. Magnetostriction effect is reversible. On reversing the field, the expansion will change to contraction. If the magnetic field is steady, it will either expand or contract. But if the field is a variable field, it will be undergoing alternate contraction and expansion. And this contraction and expansion of a ferromagnetic material in a magnetic field is utilized for creating ultrasonic waves. We will see how ultrasonic wave is generated. This is the circuit diagram of a magnetostriction oscillator which is used for producing ultrasonic wave. We will see how ultrasonic waves is produced from this magnetostriction oscillator. So XY is a ferromagnetic rod which is clamped in the middle. So this is the ferromagnetic rod which is clamped in the middle. The alternating magnetic field is created by the electronic circuit. The coil L1 wound on the right hand portion of the rod along with the variable capacitor C1 forms the resonant circuit. The frequency of this oscillator is controlled by the variable capacitor C1. The coil L2 wound on the left hand portion of the rod is connected to the base. The coil L2 acts as feedback loop. When the battery is switched on, the circuit oscillates with the frequency F is equal to 1 by 2 pi root L1 C1. This alternating current flowing through the coil L1 produces an alternating magnetic field along the length of the rod. This results in magnetostriction effect, that is, the rod start vibrating due to magnetostriction effect. The frequency of vibration of the rod is given by F is equal to 1 by 2L Y by rho, where L is the length of the rod, Y is the Young's modulus, and rho is the density of the material of the rod. The capacitor C is adjusted so that the frequency of the oscillatory circuit is equal to the natural frequency of the rod, and thus resonance takes place. Now the rods start vibrating longitudinally with maximum amplitude and generate ultrasonic waves of high frequency from the ends. So this is how we produce ultrasonic wave with the help. Advantages of magnetostriction oscillator. The design is very simple and its production cost is low. At low ultrasonic frequency, the large power output can be obtained without risk of damage of the oscillatory circuit. Disadvantages: magnetostriction oscillator cannot generate ultrasonic frequency above 3 MHz. So if you require high frequency ultrasound, we cannot opt this method. Frequency of oscillation depends on temperature and loss of energy due to hysteresis and eddy current. Ultrasonic wave can also be generated by piezoelectric effect. If a mechanical pressure is applied to one pair of opposite face of certain crystal like quartz, equal and opposite electric charge appear across its perpendicular opposite face. This is called the piezoelectric effect. But if we apply voltage to a crystal, then it will result in contraction or expansion of the crystal, which is termed as inverse piezoelectric effect. If the voltage is steady, then the crystal undergoes either expansion or contraction. But if the voltage that is fed to the crystal, if it is a variable voltage, then the crystal will be undergoing alternate contraction and expansion. And this response of the crystal to a variable voltage is utilized for generating ultrasonic waves. When a variable voltage is fed to a crystal, it will undergo alternate contraction and expansion, and at resonance, these vibration creates ultrasonic waves. This is a circuit diagram of a piezoelectric oscillator which can be used for generating ultrasonic wave. A quartz crystal is placed between two metal plates A and B. The plates are connected to primary coil L3 of a transformer, which is inductively coupled to electronic oscillator. The coil L1 and L2 of the oscillator are taken from the secondary of a transformer T. The collector coil L2 is inductively coupled to L1. The coil L1 and variable capacitor C1 forms the tank circuit of the oscillator. When the battery is switched on, the oscillator produces high frequency alternating voltage with a frequency F is equal to 1 by 2 pi root L1 C1. Due to transformer action, an oscillatory EMF is induced in the coil L2. This high frequency alternating voltage are fed on the plates A and B. Inverse piezoelectric effect takes place and the crystal contracts and expands alternatively. Or in other words, the crystal is set into mechanical vibration. The frequency of vibration is given by F is equal to 1 by 12 root of Y by rho, where Y is the Young's modulus of the crystal and rho the density of the crystal. The variable capacitor C1 is adjusted so that the frequency of the applied AC voltage equal to the natural frequency of the quartz crystal, and thus resonance takes place and the vibrating crystal produces longitudinal ultrasonic wave of large amplitude. So this is how we generate ultrasonic wave using piezoelectric oscillator. Advantages of piezoelectric oscillator. High frequency ultrasound can be generated by this method. Output of this oscillator is very high, not affected by temperature and humidity. Disadvantages: cost of the piezoelectric crystal is very high. Cutting and shaping of quartz crystal is very complex. Properties of ultrasonic wave. Transmission. Ultrasonic wave can travel long distance through any medium. The velocity is constant provided the media is homogeneous.
reflection. They get reflected whenever property change. Attenuation. The intensity of ultrasonic wave get easily reduced by voids, imperfection, etc. Stirring effect. Intense ultrasound can produce violent agitation in liquid with low viscosity, and this can be utilized for mixing two immiscible liquids. Heating effect. When materials are subjected to intense ultrasound, they absorb them. Due to this, lattice vibration increases, and this increased vibration appears as heat. Chemical effect. Ultrasound can accelerate a very slow chemical reaction. So these are the few properties of ultrasonic waves. The main parts of the ultrasonic diffractometer are laser source, piezoelectric crystal, RF oscillator, tank with liquid, and a screen for observing the diffraction pattern.
When the RF oscillator is switched on, the crystal vibrates to produce ultrasonic wave. This ultrasonic wave traveling through the liquid get reflected from the walls of the container, interfere with each other to produce standing ultrasonic wave. The density and refractive index of the liquid are minimum at antinodal point and maximum at nodal point. So the node area acts as opaque region while antinodal area acts as transparent region for light. Thus liquid behave like an acoustical grating. So when you pass light through this acoustical grating, diffraction happens and we see the diffraction pattern on the screen. The diffraction pattern is given by the equation 2d sine theta is equal to n lambda, where theta is the diffraction angle, n is the order, lambda is the wavelength of the laser light, and d is the distance between any two alternate compression and refraction. The distance between any two refraction equal to half wavelength, that is lambda u by 2 is equal to d, or lambda u equal to 2d. Then the equation becomes lambda u sine theta is equal to n lambda, or the wavelength of the ultrasonic wave lambda u equal to n lambda divided by sine theta. By measuring the diffraction angle, knowing the wavelength of laser light, we can find the wavelength of the ultrasonic wave. Place the glass cell containing the experimental liquid. Mount the crystal slab in its holder and dip it in liquid near a wall of the glass cell so that ultrasonic wave produced by the crystal travel in the liquid in a direction perpendicular to that of the incident light. Connect the leads of the crystal slab with the output terminal of the RF oscillator. Switch on the laser source.
So when no voltage is applied to the crystal, the light traveling through the transparent liquid suffers no diffraction. When the oscillator is switched on, ultrasonic wave produced by the crystal will travel through the liquid. They get reflected from the walls of the container, and this forward moving wave and the backward moving wave or the reflected ultrasound interfere with each other to produce a grid-like pattern, or an equilateral grating is created. Light traveling through the equilateral grating suffers diffraction, and we get the diffraction pattern of the screen, which is arranged at a distance L from the equilateral grating.
This is the grid-like arrangement created by the interfering ultrasonic wave which travel through the container filled with liquid. And when you pass light through this grid-like arrangement, diffraction happens and we see the diffraction pattern on the screen.
Find the distance of first order from the central spot, and also find the distance between the screen and the grating. To find the diffraction angle corresponding to first, second and third order, what we do is we take the trace of the diffraction pattern on a paper. By placing a paper on the screen, we mark the diffraction pattern corresponding to different order. We know the distance between the screen and grating, the frequency of the ultrasonic waves. Now what we do is we find the D corresponding to first order, we find the D corresponding to second order and D corresponding to third order. Then find theta using the equation theta is equal to tan inverse D by L, where theta is the diffraction angle. Then you can find lambda using the relation lambda u is equal to n lambda divided by sine theta, wherein is the order of diffraction, lambda is the wavelength of laser, and theta is the diffraction angle. And finally, the velocity of the ultrasonic wave